Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to teach you how to paint this misty rocky mountain. This is JMLisondra and I will be your art teacher today. And you can see all the materials near the screen. You can see there the 5 limited colors, the brushes that we need and all the things that we need to paint this painting. In the first step, we're gonna do first the sketching. Okay, so we're gonna use the raw umber and the white. And then we can start now doing the sketch. If you are painting with me, just follow what I'm doing and always have fun. Okay, so I'm using raw umber with white, everyone, so that the color will be brown and it will not be so much strong or dark colored. Okay, and if you are going to support me, everyone, you can also support me on my Patreon, patreon.com/JMLisondra. You can watch more tutorials there, exclusive lessons, and many more. And by doing that, you can also support my channel um, by subscribing on my Patreon page. Okay, so you just have to do that. I am using the smallest flat brush I have, the number 2 or number 3 nylon flat brush. You can also use the liner brush if you want, if it's hard or if it's hard for you to use this flat brush, or if you have no flat brush. Okay, so in step 2, we're gonna do the underpainting. Okay, we're gonna use the red, the blue, little bit of red. We're gonna mix purple, everyone, so you have to put also white to make it lighter, because as you observe, the farther mountains always be, or it should be a little bit lighter. That's why I'm using the light purple. As you can see, everyone, I already done the sky. It's a light blue color. But if you want to see the process on painting the sky, you can also watch the full lesson of this landscape painting. I will put it on my description box or in the comment section. Okay, so just like that, I am using the big brush. It's 1.5-inch flat brush. It will not be so much big and not so small for this size of canvas. As you can see, everyone, the color is a little bit lighter or lighter purple, something like that. And I'm using the small flat brush because, or not so much big, because the size of our canvas is 12 by 16 inches. Okay, so this process one is the underpainting. Now I'm mixing for a little bit darker. So in mixing for a little bit darker, everyone, just add the same color, the purple, and add a little bit white. So as you can see, I apply it on the on this nearest mountain. So the color will be a little bit darker purple, but still a light purple, everyone. But compared to the mountain, to the mountains that we put a while ago, it's much darker. As you can observe in the nature, everyone, that the farther an object, or the farther the mountain, it will become a little bit lighter. So that's what we are doing here now. We're making it a little bit darker. If you are painting with me, just follow what I'm doing and always have fun. And do not be afraid, everyone. If you make mistakes, it's okay. Using the acrylics, it's easy to correct mistakes because you can just cover it with other colors or other paints. And you can undo your mistakes. Okay, I have to make the mountains, the edges a little bit irregular. Okay, and I'm going to fill everything on the bottom part. Yeah. And don't forget, everyone, just to enjoy the process. Okay? I think it will not be that hard. And it will not be that easy also. But I recommend this tutorial, everyone, for the beginners. It's enjoyable. It's a good learning process. You can learn a lot from this lesson. Okay. It's the same color, everyone, that I'm mixing. The same sets of colors. And I'm applying it over to feel the nearest mountain. Okay. That's good. Yeah. So I have to make the edges better. As you observe, everyone, I'm using a different kind of brush because I think the brush that I used a while ago was not that good now. So I use a new brush. Okay, that's good. Yeah. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of raw umber, everyone. I just apply it on the bottom part, but make sure that to add a little bit of white. Yeah, as you can see, it's a little bit brownish now because of the raw umber. It will help. It will help to achieve a realistic effect. So I just want to make my landscape or my mountain to look a little bit more realistic. Okay, looks good. Yeah, there. In step 3, we're gonna do the details and finalizing. Okay, so we're gonna use the raw umber again, and then the purple colors, and a little bit of white. We're gonna use now the smallest flat brush, everyone. It's number 3 or number 2 nylon flat brush. And we're gonna paint first the rocky part of the mountain, which is on the top. Yeah, so I'm using the raw umber, everyone, with white. Yeah, so we're gonna do the highlights first. By the way, my light source is coming from the left side. So I am now adding a light color on the left side using the raw umber and white with a little bit of purples. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit on the right side also. So this is still not the highlights, everyone. This is still the colors of the rocks on this mountain, but later on we're gonna put much lighter colors on the left side. Okay, yeah. And by the way, if you're asking me how I put the skies and the clouds, you can refer to the full tutorial of this video. You can watch it on description box. I put a link there or in the comment box or comment sections. Okay, so I'm gonna use the raw umber, yellow, white, and the red. It's a light color, everyone, but it's warmer. Okay, so slowly I'm gonna add the highlights on the left side. Yeah, so slowly, everyone, we can put the colors there using this smallest flat brush I have. Okay, can now start adding the highlights. And always remember, everyone, do not overdo it. Okay, just add slowly, making it look like um, a rocky cliff. Yeah, it's a rocky cliff, everyone, on the top of the mountain. And as you can see on the right side, there's a little bit of brownish there. This part that's not hit by or didn't hit by the sunlight. That's why it's darker. Okay, if you are painting, just follow what I'm doing. Yeah, and then on this part, everyone, we can put also some rocky cliff. Just a light brown color. And by the way, everyone, if you want to support me more, you can support me on my Patreon page, patreon.com/JMLisondra. You can watch more lessons there, exclusive lessons, beginner lessons, and even advanced lessons. By doing that, you can support my channel and you can also support my journey of teaching art to the world. Okay, especially for the beginners and for the self-taught artists. I'm gonna use yellow, a little bit of blue, and then red. So we're gonna put now, everyone, the bushes or the green or something like a forest below the rocky cliff. And now I'm using the medium size flat brush. Number 8 or number 9 you can also use. Again, we're gonna mix greens. Yeah. So slowly, everyone, we can add the greenish part of the mountain. It might be bushes, grasses, or even forests. There. Okay. You can see now the greenish part. And on this part, everyone, I'm gonna put also another huge mountain, but it will be near to us. Okay? Yeah, you can see now those greenish colors. From this part, everyone, it looks even realistic. Okay, so another green spot here. I'm gonna put some blue, yellow, and then white. So this time, everyone, it's a little bit bluish. Yeah. I'm gonna put yellow to make it much more greenish. Or as you can observe, everyone, it looks like a blue-green color. So some colors in the far, everyone, it looks blue-green. Actually, everyone, in the far, when you observe a nature in the far, they will lose the first color that will lose is the yellows, something like that. That's why the farther um, mountains will look exactly like bluish, something like that. That's why we add first the background bluish purple. Okay, so we're gonna mix a little bit grayish green, and then I'm gonna put some white. Yeah. Now, everyone, I remove a little bit more yellowish color, and then start slowly, little by little, to create the desired effect I want, to make it look realistic, everyone. Okay, and my advice, everyone, is do not be afraid. Just don't be afraid. Yeah, I'm going to add some white to make it lighter, and some yellow. So slowly everyone, we can put now a little bit of grease again. Yeah, yeah, that looks so good. Yeah, actually everyone, if you add much water to your acrylics, actually it will loosen the colors. It will make the colors a little bit darker when it dry. So that's a normal effect of acrylics. So that's why I added another layers so that I can make the color much more brilliant or much more lighter. Okay, yeah. So now everyone, it looks great and much more realistic. Yeah, I love that. It looks now good. That's why everyone, my advice is just do not be afraid. Just try it. Especially for the beginners, do not be afraid to try. Actually, one of the hardest that I learned when I was practicing is the mountain. Second to the clouds. And mountains are a little bit really hard. I remember everyone when I paint mountain before, it looks like waves. Blue, just blue and white colors. It looks like waves. So yeah, it's a little bit hard. But that's why I'm guiding you how to paint this mountain. All you have to do is just follow what I'm doing here. If you make mistakes, it's fine. If you cannot do it, it's fine, everyone. For the beginners, it's very, really fine. Just do not stop learning. Okay? Yeah, that's it. It looks good now. Yeah, as you can see, everyone, there's a lot of details there that we have to put. I'm gonna use raw umber, the blue, the red, and in white. A little bit raw umber again, and in red, and in white. And then I'm gonna put white, everyone, because it's important to note that uh, the color should always be lighter than the background, the background purple. Okay, that's why I'm adjusting it using some more white to make it lighter. And we can start adding now another rocky cliff here on this part of the mountain. Okay, that looks so good. Yeah, just add it, everyone, and do not be afraid. Always remember that. Okay, so I'm adding another more. Especially on this part here, when it dried, it becomes dark. So I will add a lighter brown or lighter umber with a bit of blue and red. Okay, now slowly, everyone, it becoming much better and realistic. And then I'm gonna add again to this part. Okay, and also on this part, a little bit on the top, a little bit brownish on the top. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna improve a little bit, everyone. I just want to make it much realistic. And do not forget to subscribe, everyone. You can also share this video to your friends who want to learn how to paint Misty Mountain. You can also add comment so that that YouTube will know that people like it, and they will recommend it to other people. And then you can also add, as you can also put like, okay. And now here, everyone, I'm mixing a little bit bluish, so the color will be red, a little bit blue and white, something like that. This part, everyone, didn't hit by, or doesn't hit by the sunlight, so that's why I just add a little bit bluish color, something like that, or blue green color, but it should be different than the highlights. Okay. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, just a little bit, everyone. As you can see now, you can feel an impression that there's also some forest, or even some bushes or grasses on this part, and it will make it look realistic. The whole part, it's looking realistic now. Okay, and now I'm gonna use more blue, and then red, another white to make it lighter. And here, everyone, on the right side, which does not hit by the lights, I'm gonna put a little bit of uh, light bluish color to make that part a little bit lighter, but it should be different color, everyone. Always remember, on the left side was hit by, or the sunlight will be hitting on that part on the left side. That's why the color is a little bit warmer. As you can see, there's yellowish, orange, something like that, or greenish color. But on the right side, it will be something like cold colors, or cold colors, something like that, and add more bluish color there, because it didn't hit by the sunlight. So that's the idea, everyone. I hope that you can get it also. Okay, yeah, and then I'm gonna make it lighter using the same set of colors. Yeah, so as you can see now, everyone, it's a little bit grayish blue color there, something like that. Yeah, actually, everyone, it's looking great now. It looks pretty realistic. I like it. Everyone, I just want to share to you a little bit of story about how I started painting. Actually, everyone, I cannot afford before using this kind of acrylics that I am using now. So what I used before is the household paints. The paints you can use for the walls of our houses, something like that, like Boysen, Divis, or other brands. So actually, we call it the type of color is like a like a latex paints. So I was using like that because I cannot afford this kind of colors, because this kind of colors, the acrylics, is too much expensive for me. Even the cheapest one is too much expensive for me. That's why my father bought me this kind of color so that I can afford to paint or I can practice painting. That's it, everyone. That's the history. Okay, I'm gonna use yellow, blue, and the red. We're gonna start adding the nearest mountain now on the bottom part. So we're gonna mix for greens, and then I'm gonna put some white, and start adding the mountain here. This mountain, everyone, will be much nearer. Again, I'm gonna put red to make it much more looking orange. Okay, yeah, I like that color. Yeah, yeah, everyone. So just a tapping technique, and even like that, everyone, small strokes with textures, you can see that it looks like realistic. Even a circular movement of your brush, everyone, it can create textures, beautiful textures, that it looks realistic in far. Okay, that's really really good. And I'm just using the same brush, everyone, the same size of brush. And now I'm gonna use the liner, the smallest flat brush again, number three or number two. And I use the white, the blue, and the yellow to make some greenish. And I'm gonna try to make the upper mountain, everyone, much lighter. Yeah, if you feel that something's still not right, you can still always, and you can always retouch these things. That's a good thing about acrylic, everyone. You can retouch it right away because it dries very very fast. You can just cover it with paints. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's good, everyone. I like it. And then this one here, adding some more highlights. Yeah, I'm just trying to retouch the upper part, everyone, to make it lighter using the small fat brush. Yeah, this mountain's looking great. And still you can feel that it's misty or something, a few fogs, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna use some yellow. I'm gonna add some yellow to make this part a little bit lighter, to show some a little bit orange part, to make it warm. Okay, to make the colors warmer. Okay, okay. So here we're gonna retouch a little bit to add more colors. The blue, yellow, and then white, and then red. Yeah. And now everyone, our Misty Mountain looks really, really good. The Misty Rocky Mountain. It looks pretty realistic for me. Pretty realistic. Like it. If you want to ask anything, everyone, you can put it on the chat box, or sorry, not in the chat box, but in the comment box or comment section. You can add any questions there. I will be willing to answer your questions. Raw umber and in white. Okay, I will try to retouch the rocks, everyone, to make it lighter. Adding some lighter colors there. Okay, that's really good. Yeah, just add a little bit white, everyone, to make it lighter. Yeah, I like the color, everyone. It enhances the light of that part, or the part of the rocks. And also here. Yeah, that looks great. Yeah, so much good, everyone. It is really looking realistic now. I love it. Yeah, I love that, everyone. Yeah. So if you're painting with me, just follow what I'm doing and always have fun. Okay, so I'm gonna mix again for another purples and in white. Another white to make it lighter. And in here one, I'm gonna add a little bit more purples. On this part of the rocks, I'm gonna put some purples to make it lighter also. Yeah, add some lights. And here also. That's good. Yeah, that's beautiful. And in here one, I'm gonna put also another little bit purple so that you can see that there's also some rocks there, or rocky parts of this mountain. Okay, it's very, very good, everyone. I like it. And I really recommend this, especially for the beginners, everyone. It might not be that easy, but there's a lot of learning things you can have on this, or you can learn more on this tutorial, especially on controlling the values of your colors. It might not really that easy, I know, but just try it. Do not also expect that it will be really looking like this. Just try to learn, okay? Anyway, I'm just guiding you, everyone. I'm not really Um, my tutorials are just guides on how you're gonna learn these things, but it's still up to you how you're gonna practice. Okay, I'm gonna add some brownish color, yellow, raw umber, and white. Add some white, yellow. Yeah. So just a little bit of white, light color there. Look like that it's hit by the light and there's also rocks there. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so far so good everyone. Everything looks so good. When I use some raw umber, the blue, and then some yellow, and then red, a little bit of white. And now I will start adding some few forests or trees on the bottom part of the mountain, everyone. It will add more um, it will add more depths on this painting, and it will look more realistic. Okay, there. Yeah, a little bit of bluish green brown on this part. Yeah, yeah. I just have to feel everything on this part, everyone, with these colors. Just a little bit darker colors, darker greens, something like that. So in mixing this color, everyone, just use the blue, the yellow, a little bit of red, or even the raw umber, and then white to make the color to adjust the value of the color, and that's it. You can create those um, beautiful forests at the bottom of these mountains, and it will look much nearer to us. Okay, that's beautiful. Another yellow, the red to make some orange, and then white to make like a light orange. And I will put it on the top of this mountain to make this part lighter. Okay? Yeah, now the colors much orange, everyone. And then some white. Yeah, just tapping technique, everyone. Just do the tapping technique. And then I'm gonna add a little bit lights on this part also of the forest to make it look that it's hit by the sunlight. And this one, yeah, I love the effect, everyone. Looks so good. The mountain, everyone, the Misty Mountain looks beautiful. I love it, and I recommend this tutorial for you, everyone, so that you will also learn how to paint the Misty Rocky Mountain. And it will not be easy, but I think that you can also do it. So I'll just put a little bit retouch on this part on the right side. And if you want to support me, everyone, you can also support me on my Patreon, patreon.com/JMLisondra. You can watch more exclusive lessons there. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, so I am done, everyone. If you want to paint the full tutorial, you can also uh, watch the link on my description box or even on the comment section. Try to paint the whole process of this lesson. Okay, that's it. So we are done with our beautiful painting today on how to paint Misty Rocky Mountain. Okay, everyone, so just don't be afraid to try this lesson and keep learning. Thank you. Have a nice day and God bless you all. All the glory, honor, power, praises belongs to the Lord.